second.
Three
Seconds.
Now we're in 4.
2 seconds.
Well, you're
But
dumb.
we're out of here.
Okay, bye-bye. See ya. Hi, I'm solo today. It's great here on Cookin' Chief. Larry, where? Oh, gosh, he has to do puppet shows, for golly.
I was looking for an apron.
Where are you?
I was looking for an apron. There are lots of them down there, but they're all scrunched in there. Well, no, I just thought they told me I should never wear this shirt on TV.
Well,
Isn't it awful? You
I
get
hear
up,
they're going to use you as a test pattern.
You get up, look at it. Ooh, it's electric. You get up, you get dressed, you think you look nice. You think you've done a decent job of putting your stuff together.
Well, I mean, you have another job to do.
And then you come in and you realize that what you've worn is totally impractical for television, because on television, see that? See that? Startling, get close up. Because it causes the electrons to collide.
Mm-hmm. Do we care?
I don't know. I was just trying to explain. I don't know why that does. It causes TVs to buzz all over America. That's all I can tell you. Doug Patterson, Larry Black, Cookin' Chief. How you doing?
Here we are.
Here's what we're going to do today.
What?
Call the witch.
Witch. Oh, there she is. Oh, there she is. Oh.
Thanks for batting the witch up my nose.
Come here, honey.
Speaking of nose, have you noticed no one has bothered to fix the witch? The
and her
witch
smile is
her
askew.
smile is hanging.
Oh.
Andre Burroughs sent his business card. What is that?
I don't know.
Thank you. I'll tuck that away somewhere and give you a call next time I need some music. Dear boys, you two sourpusses are probably incapable of doing something sweet, but try.
As you may.
We need more sweets in our lives. Signed, Dr. Moeller, dentist at law. So I have no what it meant, but people do write peculiar letters.
I'm telling you. Oh, a little weary here on the set.
Telling you, I'm greasy today. I really am. It's just awful. It's hot outside on the day, but they got it nice in here.
Yep.
So anyway, let's go. What are we going to do?
I don't know. You tell me. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing Mrs. Sutton Field's grated sweet potato pudding.
And Mrs. Sutton Field is not a bit happy about it.
Well, I'm sure she's not. But it was sent in by a fan from Lynchburg, who I assume is not Mrs. Sutton Field.
I not only know who that fan is, I have actually been at his home and have actually eaten his version of this, and I also have this recipe at home. And I do it at Christmas. It is lovely, as you discovered when you did it. It is wonderful. I'm doing quiche Lorraine.
A personal fave.
You remember quiche?
I do.
Ms.
Lorraine.
And Miss Doris is going to be in a little bit. She's done sweet tater muffins.
Oh, yum bunnies.
Sweet tater muffins run to your knee.
Just dripping in butter.
So that's real good.
Okay.
First thing I have to do is make some dough. You don't think I'm going to make dough from scratch, do you? Doris Ford's the only person I know that would do that. She would do that. She would you make all your dough from scratch. It's a matter of personal pride. It's a matter of personal pride that by taking this out of this envelope, I have saved 20 minutes. That's my personal pride.
I'm with you.
So the first thing you're going to do is take that and unfold it and put it in a pie plate.
I am so
and then we're going to bake it just for a couple of minutes and get it a little brown. Now make sure you get the edges all pretty, like that. Don't you think that's pretty, Doris? Doris is just shaking her head. She says, you know, he never has cared, and he never will. So anyway, I'm going to put that in here. You go right on ahead.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, the first thing I have to do is I have to grate either 1 large sweet potato or 2 mediums. So here I go, ladies and gentlemen. I will be grating until the cows come home.
You've been grating on me for a long time.
When are you coming home? But this is really good. Really, really, really good.
Let's see if you can make that look interesting for 10 minutes.
Well, I don't think so. I'll keep changing sides. Maybe that'll help.
There you go. That's the plan.
I'll try to go as fast as I humanly can. Then we're going to add all sorts of yummy things to this. And I was kind of, tell you the truth, I was kind of skeptical about this.
Oh,
I've never heard of sweet potato pudding because, you know, I am from the Midwest.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And the North. Okay, I'm going to get letters about that now, aren't I?
Has the culinary interest of a child.
Oh, well, you know, we always have a slab of cow and a baked potato. You know, that's it. That's Midwest.
Who can argue with that? I'm chopping up about a third of an onion.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which is something that I need to do. for this recipe. You know, I have made quiche Lorraine a lot of times at my house.
And she's not at all happy.
And she's not at all happy. But, never mind. So, but I have never had a quiche Lorraine recipe quite like this one, made with mayonnaise.
Ew.
And sour cream. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it. Not only that, but on this one, you just put the cheese on top. You don't put it in every one that I ever have.
It's like quiche
You mix
Lorraine
the cheese
dip.
in with the goop. What do they call it? The goop.
Goop.
You know, the stuff that you pour.
Filling.
So, the filling. That's
Thank
it.
you. Thanks, Jim.
That's it. The filling. Thank you. And so this
I'm
one, you
bored
don't
with
do
this.
that. It's a very strange
Really?
recipe, but I could tell you that it was beautiful when it came out of the oven. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, well, they always said nice things about you, too. Okay, I'm tired of doing this.
All right.
Now I'm going to put in, here comes part of the goodness of this little baby. 2 cups of sugar, not 1, but 2.
You did that pretty well.
2, thank you so much. You know, I didn't have a grater at home yesterday when I did this.
You're so brave to do that. I've gotten so lazy that I get out my Cuisinart and that has.
Well, that's what I did last night.
It has one of those things on there, it spins around, and does that stuff perfectly.
I couldn't find my grater.
You just zip, 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 and you're finished. And then it takes you 2 hours to clean the Cuisinart.
Right. Ooh, big mess. Okay, 2 cups of sugar. I just mixed all this stuff as I was going along because I just knew it'd be a big. Ooh, I may run out of room in here.
You're a community racehorse for lifelong learning.
Racehorse.
Yeah. Well,
resource.
Perhaps I should keep this Andre Burroughs
For blackmail
business
purposes?
card. Well, no, it says he's got about 5 numbers on here and a whole bunch of other stuff, and
I know.
doesn't say what he does. But
I'd like old Dobbin in the 5th.
oh, come on!
Are we having fun yet, Blair?
Well,
So here I am, a little mixy here. Now.
I can do something when you get ready.
Okay, go ahead.
No, what you going? What you going to do?
I may have to switch bowls. Oh, thank you, Doris.
Oh, come on! I'm sorry. I sort of drifted off there for a second.
Thank you.
3 beaten eggs. We'll go on ahead and make the goop.
Okay,
The stuff.
You do that little old thing.
What is it there? Filling. Thank you. We're going to do that. So the first thing you do is take 3 eggs and beat them.
Beat it.
Put them in here.
Sorry, Jim. Oh, much better. Thank you.
What you doing?
I switched bowls on you
Ah,
because it's just a big mess.
I need something better. Proper tools are everything, you know. Proper tools.
And now,
Fluff them up a little bit. Just fluff them up. Get them real fluffy. There you go. Ain't that pretty?
Ooh, it's lovely.
Okay, go ahead, Doug.
Oh, shoot, just as I turn around.
His better side. 1/4 cup of milk while he's got his back to the camera. 1/4 cup of milk goes in there.
La 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 la.
And 1/4 cup of sour cream.
Oh, you can't go wrong.
Oh, you know. Now, you're right.
Can't go wrong with
sour
that.
cream. Maybe a little more.
Oh, yeah.
Goes in there.
Can't go wrong.
And this is the weird part. I've never seen this before. 1/3 to a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise there.
Okay, whatever.
Strange. Mayonnaise.
Yeah, it is strange, but, you know, another personal favorite.
Boom.
Oh,
All right, go
geez.
ahead.
Just hear your arteries closing as we speak. Oh,
Slam and shut.
It's fabulous.
Slam and
I'm
shut.
taking 2 cups of milk here. Add this to your sweet potatoes and your, whatever that is, sugar.
Broiler I've ever seen in
And
my
start
life.
mixing that mess. This is really looking pretty good. And now I'm going to take 5 eggs. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 eggs. There we go. 1.
Doris and I are distressed.
Why?
Well, because we
2.
forgot we should have had this pie pre-baked before I got in here. This pie crust needed to be pre-baked, and I forgot to do it. And now we're dealing with it, and the broiler's on, and it doesn't seem to be doing much.
Well, I'm so sorry.
But it's okay. It's a stressful time we live in, ladies and gentlemen, you know?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Jim. Oh!
Beat
now,
up these eggs.
I got all the stuff in here, yeah, and mix
5
this
eggs.
all up.
5 eggs here. 5 eggs. Neither one of us knows who's doing what when. And here we go. Stir,
Doug
stir,
is
stir,
putting
stir,
5 eggs in.
Stir, 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 stir. Oh, this is looking, I love this. This is like my new favorite recipe that we've ever had.
I thought that I had actually fed you some of this stuff at one time or
Well,
another.
if you did, I sure as heck don't remember.
Well, I don't know. You know, I've never had you over that often.
That's right.
Be
Usually, I was never on your A list until now.
Honest with you, I've never really particularly cared for you that much, but anyway. Oh, a little bit of...
I heard that.
2 tablespoons of flour.
Yeah, we care.
2 tablespoons of flour. 1. I'm just having a guess because I don't have a tablespoon. Oh.
These are called measuring spoons.
Well, you know, they move stuff around here all the time.
Yeah.
How long have they been there, Doris?
Month.
18 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, it takes a while to get
Okay.
used to things.
I have a confession to make, Lair.
What's that?
Yesterday, I think I blew it, but I'm not sure about this because they didn't tell me what to do. I'm supposed to add 1/4 of a pound of butter to this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yesterday, I didn't melt it or anything. I just slopped that baby right in. So I melted it. Is that bad or is that good?
It should be pre-melted.
That, you know.
Oh, well, heck. It's
Well,
melted, it's
Well,
in.
this lady
We
says,
don't care.
put it in a large enough dish, use your brains. Well, I think whoever sent this in should use their brains too because they didn't tell us
It's a friend of mine.
Ladies
how
and
to do
gentlemen,
it.
I had nothing to do with that comment.
I have a better
That was
version
Miss
of that
Doris.
at home.
Please write Miss Doris and tell her that
That's Doris. D-O-R-I-S-D.
R-I-S-F-O-R-D.
Just like the car.
We're innocent, Your Honor. We were nowhere near the bank.
Use your brains. What? He's a funny guy. He was being funny.
Well,
Not really.
obviously not to Doris.
Oh.
Now you add 1/4 of a teaspoon
Oh, that thing's starting to
of
crank now.
salt. And
Doo-doo-doo.
1/2 teaspoon each of nutmeg and cinnamon. I'm telling you, this is so good.
See, now that's the secret of it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with nutmeg and cinnamon, I
Nutmeg
say.
and cinnamon. It's
Yep.
just wonderful.
It's just good stuff and so good for you. Oops. Ooh. Yeah, well, you get the general idea. Oh, thank you. Doris wants me to spray my thing. That's, well, never
Let
mind.
me
And
see
I'm
how
gonna-
the weather is.
I'm going to go stir,
outside.
stir, 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 stir.
Yeah, it's a blue sky, all right.
Blue skies smiling at me.
Oh, the pie's coming along wonderfully. The crust is just about there.
Well, you know, I'm
And-
almost done. I hate to break this to you, but I am.
Well, I've got some things to do. I don't have 15 minutes worth of stuff to do, but I do have some
Okay, I'll
things to
stir
do.
slowly.
I'm going to cut that off now. You can just bake this. That's what you ought to do. Today we're not baking it. We're broiling it. I'm not used to broiling pie crusts, but you can do what you got to do. It's only television, ladies and gentlemen,
And we're innocent.
until proven otherwise.
We're babes in the woods. Here.
Oh, well, there we go. See?
Well, that's very nice.
There it is.
Here, I sprayed my thing.
We're sorry we missed it.
Well, it wasn't that exciting
I have
anyway.
so many good lines now, and I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, what we got here. Now, I did do one thing intelligent the other day. I went on ahead and fried my bacon real crisp, all of it ahead, because I didn't think we want to stand around here waiting for that. First thing you do is you place chopped onion, which I have here. Place the chopped onion directly across the bottom.
Yep.
Make sure your distribution of the onion is perfect in every way.
And there it is.
And there it is. Fluff it around a little. Don't be shy. Fluff it.
Excellent.
And then the next thing you do, I washed these asparagus a few minutes ago.
You washed
It calls for 4 asparagus spears. I'll take that one home to Mama. So anyway,
Such a nice
just the
sound.
spears. But I tell you what I did. I think getting one of these big spears in there, even though they're going to be soft by the time it's baked for an hour or whatever, I went on ahead and cut the spears just a little bit. And I even went on ahead and used just a little bit of this. You don't want to use much because it gets kind of tough down in here unless you actually skin it off of there.
You know,
And it takes
nothing's
a while.
better than right now for asparagus.
But anyway,
It's yummy, yummy, yummy.
so anyway, we put the spears in there next. Isn't this an unusual way to build a quiche?
Well, it is, tell you the truth.
It's the new modern way.
Well, you gotta love it.
Well, you gotta. Okay. So that goes in there. Don't you have anything to do, Doug?
Yeah, I'm about to pour
Okay.
this into your baking dish, a square baking dish. They say use your brains. What that means, I have no idea.
I think the recipe actually calls for brains.
Oh, really? Well, then I blew it. Now, isn't that pretty?
Ooh. Right out to the top.
Yum, it's perfect, it's fabulous. And you put this in a 400-degree oven for 45 minutes, and believe me, people, you are going to love it. Of course, I won't be able to walk with this.
I tell you, you know, I'm glad that you tell me that you want to put it in here?
No.
Oh, that you like this recipe because it's a personal favorite of mine, too. Ever since about 3 Christmases ago, I started making that particular dish. It really is nice.
Obviously, I've never been to your house at Christmas.
No, I don't think you've ever been invited. That's probably the reason.
Well, probably good reason.
Now, here's what we're going to do now. You place the onion asparagus at the bottom of the crust. Sprinkle with parsley and oregano. Now, you know that's going to be good.
Yep. Oh, I'd like that just now.
Ooh, yes. Yes. And a little oregano.
Oh, those little paper animals?
Hey, that is oregano, isn't it? All righty. Put that there. Then 8 pieces of bacon over the vegetables, okay? Take some of the...
Oi.
Yeah. Back up the truck, Mildred. We're getting out of here. We're in big trouble. If Doris is not blabby today, we're going to be in big trouble, I'll tell you that.
Uh-oh.
All right. And then the next thing you do is you take your egg, milk, sour cream, mayonnaise, flour mix, and you put that over top. Isn't that beautiful?
Well, you know, that looks good.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. I can cook.
You can?
Occasionally.
Okay.
I did shrimp. Oh, I'm sorry. You hate everything I go to mention you hate.
Yep.
I did shrimp on the barbecue yesterday.
How Australian of you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Threw that shrimp on the Barbie.
Shrimp on the Barbie. And goosh that around.
Goosh?
Goosh it around.
Goosh? Is that a technical term that I've
It's
missed?
that was taught to me by Pierre Freny and your whatever. Now, after you do that, then you sprinkle, I put this away and I need to have it back.
He's pathetic, people.
Excuse me.
Pathetic.
You almost wouldn't know that I've done this recipe, would you? You then sprinkle...
Well, we have enough sugar
put the
here
rest
to
of the
start
bacon
a
on
store.
top. I'll get my act together here in a minute. This is so pretty. So nice. Erg. Oh, big wad of it just went in one spot.
Now, can I have that one?
What?
The big wad.
And then
Sure, thanks.
take a little bit of shredded Swiss cheese, and I mean real fine shredded stuff here. And put
You know,
that on.
that is like the best invention since white bread.
Oh, isn't it wonderful? You don't have to do anything.
Whoever came up with
Just
that idea.
open it up. Oh, I know, Doris. You and Harold go out with the horses, and you bring in the Swiss cheese, and you all saw it up on the premises. It's painful. It's just painful dealing with her sometimes. She's a perfectionist. You know, she was Martha Stewart before Martha Stewart was Martha Stewart. I believe. I'm not sure, but I
Really?
think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But she's just a crabbier version of Martha Stewart. I'm kidding. I'll get letters. Boy, ooh, what's with the sneezing, Andre?
I wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
No, everybody knows that we're just kidding with Doris. If we didn't love her, we wouldn't even have her down here. This is interesting. You take American cheese
And put it on.
and put it on top. Unfortunately, this has gotten a little warm under the lights, and it's not behaving, because ideally what you do is just sprinkle it around, and it doesn't really melt very much, so it kind of makes a real nice pattern on top.
It'll be a big old glob.
Why don't you give your recipe, and then we'll
I'm
have Miss
sorry.
Doris come in.
Okay. Mrs. Suttonfield's grated sweet potato pudding. 1 large or 2 medium sweet potatoes grated, 2 cups sugar, 2 cups milk, 5 eggs, 1/4 pound of butter, quarter of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix it all together. Put it in a square baking dish, 400 degrees for 45 minutes.
I'm not sure, but I think Phil Carwile is his name, who sent the recipe in, and you'll be receiving a snappy letter from him very soon.
Some friend of yours.
Phil,
you
I
ought to
would
remember
suggest
his
you
name.
write. And she didn't mean it. She was, you know, sometimes she doesn't think when she says these things.
Well, I guess.
And
she
there
told-
you are. Isn't that beautiful?
Told you.
Isn't it just gorgeous?
Can I see?
It really is.
Well, Larry.
Anyone in the studio with cameras may take pictures at this point. Isn't that
Ooh,
lovely? It's just lovely.
ah.
Speaking of lovely,
Oh, yeah.
the very lovely Doris Ford has descended upon the studio. I'll give my recipe in a second. I forgot to give. You want me to give my recipe now? Well, it's mighty nice of you. You directing the show now? What did I do? 8-inch pie shell baked until lightly brown. 1/3 cup of onions chopped. 4 asparagus spears cooked and chopped. Oh, I didn't cook them. I didn't cook them.
We're gonna die.
I cooked
We're
them at
gonna
home.
die.
I
It's gonna be
cooked the
horrible.
one that we're eating.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to cook. You'd never believe I did this recipe. Parsley and oregano, 16 bacon strips cooked crisp, or a 1/4 pound salami, optional. I didn't use that. 3 beaten eggs, 1/4 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of sour cream, 1/3 to 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of flour, package of Swiss cheese diced, and 2 slices of American cheese diced.
Hot diggity dog.
Okay.
Speak right into the mic.
Let me.
What?
One thing about asparagus that I learned, I'm going to show you something. It will break off at the tender spot, so you can use that whole piece there, and that will be tender. And this is your tough part. It will always break where the tender part is, so
Great.
you don't have to worry about just cutting and getting a bad one.
Very
But
good.
I had to do sweet potato muffins,
Yum.
and it's 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 2 eggs, 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup firmly packed brown sugar, 1/2 cup of oil, 1 can 17-ounce sweet potatoes drained and mashed, 1/2 cup of chopped pecans, 1 cup dates chopped, and 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And we tried them for lunch, and they are very good.
They're gorgeous.
And I used it said chop the dates, but I used the pre-cut date that you can get that already has the stuff on it.
That's
and
the way to go.
Really, and I added the flour and cake because I showed you needed it. But it's quite good. And
Looks beautiful, and I'll be putting my teeth into them momentarily. Thank you, Doris, for coming by. We
Yum,
appreciate
yum,
it.
yum, 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 yum.
Well, when the quiche comes out,
It grows
When
this
the quiche-
plastic cover.
when the quiche
Oh.
hits the fan, well, I can't get
He's
it.
going to drop it.
Now I can't get it out of the thing.
oh,
So delicate, so delicately done. I hope you like a quiche cold. I'm sorry, it would not come out of this thing. Get over here.
I'm still waiting.
Oh, we can't. You don't understand.
What?
We got to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll
That's what
stop
I'm
it.
trying to tell you is I don't care if it's not done. We got to go. I mean, you've already done it. You're just heating it up, right?
Yeah.
hi there, how are you?
Well, we were almost serious for like 3 minutes. Ooh.
You got a gimp leg there? What's
No, I stepped on a cord once again.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, let me get over this quiche. Isn't that pretty? It makes a little design, little
burn my
cheese
hands.
design on it. That's lovely.
Here, let me help you. Oh, this is good.
Look at that. Perfect piece every time. It's got all those veggies down there sitting in there.
Sure,
Of course, they're all raw.
It's ice cold.
Well, have you ever eaten
Cold quiche?
cold quiche? You know, you can eat cold pizza. Have you ever heard of
Well,
that concept?
Well, that's the breakfast of champions.
Well, but this is all cheese, just like a blah, 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 blah is. Here, have yourself one of these. Water.
Okay, I'll try. Oops. Oh. Look, you can play with it too.
It's a little tough.
It's a little stringy here.
Well, I already know what Mrs. Beaton's eating and feeding stuff
it's good
is.
cold, so it must be great. Must be great hot.
I knew this was a good recipe. I think that Phil gave me this recipe. And it's wonderful.
Well, Phil's a genius.
He is. It's brilliant. Of course, it sounds to me like he may have lifted it from one of those English cookbooks.
Yeah, like Mrs. Sutton.
The quiche is good.
Yes, it is. I make fun.
It would be much, much better
Hot.
if it were a little warm.
Oh, you're
Usually,
right.
it's a shame. Usually, let this stuff sit out in the car all day. It would have been warm.
These are good. Did you try it?
Did you put a little butter on it already?
Yes.
Great.
Would this be a big problem?
Well, they're cold.
What's the
Well, the
difference?
butter's not going to melt. It's going to sit there like a blob.
Oh,
Blob.
like some people I know.
It's pretty good. What is this? Biscuits?
Muffins. Sweet potato muffins.
They're great.
They are.
I
They're
tell
fabulous.
you, it's wonderful. Try them all.